Hello everybody, it's Sarah and I am really sorry for my voice. I caught a bit of a cold, so I can't talk properly, but I still wanted to get this video up this week, so I'm working with a broken voice. Who cares? Today I have my October wrap-up for you, as well as a little bit of a wrap-up of the Spooktober event readathon that was hosted this month, well, last month because it's November, but anyways, let's just get started. The first book that I finished this month was Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas, which is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. I enjoyed this book. At the same time, my opinions are a little bit torn on it, but I have a full review and book talk on this book. So if you want to know more of my thoughts, you can go and check that out in the description box down below. Next, I read Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes, the first book in the Falling Kingdoms series, and I have to say I was a little bit disappointed by this book. I did enjoy it, but it's just such a hype book on BookTube that I was just a little bit disappointed because I didn't feel like there was anything special about that story. The characters were kind of characters that I'm used to seeing. They weren't especially lovable. They were just kind of like the usual fantasy characters that you get. And so, yeah, I will probably still pick up the second book and see how it goes, but so far I'm not wowed. I'm not sure if that's just something that happens when you have read so much fantasy as I have, that you can always or almost always see the twists coming. It's been a long time, aside from Brandon Sanderson's books, that I have read a book where I haven't seen the twists coming from miles away. After Falling Kingdoms, I could feel myself getting a bit into a reading slump, so I thought it's time for a reread of The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. I read all 3 books and I really enjoyed them again. I love them. I mean, I'm not sure what else I should say about them. I was a crying mess at the end of the, well, not just at the end, but like all through the 3rd book again, and so yeah, I love them again. After that, I picked up Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson, which is the first book in the Reckoner series, and I absolutely love this book. I have very few complaints about this book, and I also have a full spoiler-free review of this book on my channel, so I will also leave that in the description box down below. And lastly this month I read Golden Fool by Robin Hobb, which is the 2nd book in the Tawny Man trilogy, which I am currently reading for the Hobbalong Read-Along, just as all the books by Robin Hobb that I have read so far this year. And I really enjoyed this book. It didn't have too much of its own plot. Like usually in trilogies or series you have like the overlying plot of the whole series, but then each book has its own plot as well. This book didn't have it, but I didn't mind too much. It was mostly just a setup for the last book, and I'm really looking forward to picking that up and seeing how this series ends. Okay, then Spooktober. Actually, those last 2 books I read during the Spooktober readathon. I tried to pick up a few Halloweeny books that I could read for challenges of the Spooktober readathon, but I only have Halloweeny classics at home, like Dracula and Frankenstein and so on, and I was a bit in a reading slump, so I didn't feel like picking up any classics, and I didn't have money to buy books, so I didn't really end up finishing any of the challenges for Spooktober readathon, except for the one where I had to read a spooky graphic novel, and for that I read Doubt by I don't know who. I read the last 2 volumes, volume 3 and 4, and I really enjoyed this manga series. If you are into kind of creepy, spooky manga, go and pick that up. The premise of the series is that there's a computer game. This computer game is called Rabbit Doubt. And basically everybody is a rabbit and there's just one wolf. But nobody knows who the wolf is. The wolf kills off all the rabbits, and the rabbits have to kill one person every day until they find the wolf, or they kill one of their own. And a group of teenagers who plays this game suddenly finds out that, well, they're in an abandoned building and the game is suddenly real and one after the other is killed off and they have to find out who the wolf is. The whole series was full of twists and turns and it was really hard for me to figure out who the wolf was. And I also really enjoyed this manga series because one of my favorite games to play in a group is Werewolf, which kind of has a similar, well, actually it has the same premise, that you get cards with characters at the beginning of the game and everybody is a different character. And you have werewolves who kill off everybody. Well, not literally, of course, but yeah. And so it turns out that I'm going to play that game a little bit differently from now on because I will always have the manga series at the back of my mind. But even though I didn't really participate in a Spooktober readathon, I did a lot of the video challenges at the beginning of the month, at the middle of the month. I even won one of the video challenges, which was the one where I had to recommend books in costume. I will leave that linked in the description box down below, and that made me really happy because who doesn't love to win stuff? And yeah, I hope that there will be a Spooktober next year again. But that was it for this month's wrap-up. I'm also, I don't know if you can hear it, but I feel like I'm really losing my voice right now. And so if you did enjoy this video, please go and subscribe. All the links to my social media are in the description box down below as well, so you can go and check those out. And I hope I'll see you soon. Bye!